Ready! Hot, hot! Here we go, set! Ready! Set! Ready! Set up! Come on, set! Set, go! Let's go! Ready? Ready, ready! Ready, ready? On the double! Go! Here we go, here we go! Hup! Ready, ready! Hot, hot! Set! Ready! Down! Set up! On the set! Set, go! Set up! Ready? On the ready! Ready, ready? Let's go now! Go! Set! Hut!
It's week 3 of the NFL. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' leader at quarterback. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Raiders and the Jags on Thursday.
So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And what a performance he is coming off of. I know that this is a different era of football where we're throwing it around a heck of a lot more, but still, over 500 yards passing.
500.
That's phenomenal, incredible. Let's see if he can take last week's game and carry it forward and have another similar performance.
He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The Raiders hit 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 24-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Back to throw again. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team is going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering going into a Thursday night.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He found Davante Adams for a touchdown on their last drive, and they start again with a first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's complete to Adams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams. That one's a milestone. Touchdown number 150 for his great career. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He's thrown a couple of touchdown passes. On play action, they'll throw. That's caught by Myers. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
What my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Open man is Myers. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 22-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard. Brought down at the 20. This defense for the Jags, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'll be one contrarian that will say, give me 10.
And the Raiders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field. It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
2nd and 1. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Boy, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although.
He's not only thrown a couple of touchdown passes in this 1st half, he's run for one as well, as he'll start again.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You look at this Jaguar defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Bobby Brown drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Myers.
He's to the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Jacoby Myers, an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Raiders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's already accounted for 4 touchdowns in this first half, 3 in the air.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down.
First carry of the game for Zamir White.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Joe Tryon Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush.
An 8-yard loss brings up 4th down.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And how about the start so far, Charles? They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted.
And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative.
Their lead is diminished a little bit here after he threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So we'll see if this offense can right the ship. 1st and 10. On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
They'll look to throw here.
And he is caught. He's got a first and maybe more.
And they do finally get him at the 12.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Now back to throw.
It's Myers again with another catch.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Gotta like what we're seeing from him so far in this game. This is the 3rd game of the season, and he's already accumulated an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award in this young year.
Yeah, week 2 was his. The announcement came Wednesday that he got that award.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Michael Mayer,
his first touchdown of the new season,
as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly.
The Raiders offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's the final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Plenty of good games to choose from in that early window. We'll highlight the one down in Tampa, a big test for the Bucs at home, as they'll get set to tangle with the Minnesota Vikings. In the late afternoon games, one of the best of the bunch will be at Soldier Field in Chicago, where it'll be the Bears taking on the Denver Broncos. And finally, on Monday Night Football, should be a good one there, between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 33 yards that time.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll look to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And nobody... Back to throw now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The numbers there tell the story. That last completion going to move him up over 400 yards passing now for the game. They'll look to throw now on first down. That's caught left side. Myers with it. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Pass complete right side to Bowers.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. It moved right down the field, and just like that,
sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams from 8 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
and this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now.
And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They'll go up the middle with White. And a good stiff arm and some space to run.
And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 61 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Raiders are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
On the counter, this is Hubbard.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And with that last throw, the record comes into focus as he has now gone over 500 passing yards in this game alone.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a give up the middle. This is White.
Darnell Savage there to make the tackle.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll.
Slant to Adams.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's...
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams from 10 yards out. And the Raiders start to open this lead even wider here in the fourth. So that one, his fourth touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5. The Raiders heading out to take over. Straight ahead with Hubbard. He was brought down by Foyesade Oluwakin.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
On play action, they'll throw. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' leader at quarterback. He wasn't afraid to sling it last week. Well over 500 yards in that game.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And incomplete to open things up.
And you think back to the success he had throwing the football in the win last week, so naturally, he's going to come out throwing here, but that time, they couldn't connect.
Now a 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's Hubbard.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just...
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by DJ Reed. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
He had the opening drive interception. Now he'll try to fix things here on drive number 2. And speaking of the number 2, remember, he also had 2 interceptions in last week's ball game as well. 1st and 10 here.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
On the give, this is Hubbard.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
This defense for the Jets, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback.
Under pressure, and down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
It's 4th down.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this. Back to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
2nd down and inches. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here,
as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. The Raiders at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they've got to be pleased with the start of this season, obviously.
Yeah, and you're talking about 3 good quality wins. It's got people in the locker room excited, not overly so, but that quiet confidence is starting to build. They're starting to believe that this could be their year if they stay on track. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7.
He'll look to throw. Oh, he'll work that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's coming off his 2nd interception of the game already.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by DJ Reed. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now,
out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He was intercepted on that last drive, the 3rd one he's thrown in this first half alone. And he'll look to right the ship here, 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Very quick throw. He's got Myers. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And his throw is incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He struggled. His team has struggled. You talked to me a lot about looking to your leaders. Maybe it's time for him to put his mark on this game.
Agreed, and how that has to happen is somehow he's got to flush out everything that's happened so far and almost start over and get back to that confident level and know that he can play the game, because so far this has been a real struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the interceptions, trying to turn it around. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Back to throw again.
That is caught. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it down.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. They'll give this to Hubbard running right.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a jet was shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now back to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But when the running game's not working sometimes, you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Jets will take over here just shy of the 30.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now
things unfortunately continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown. And that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. No, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by DJ Reed. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to...
That interception on the last drive, his 5th of the game. Thought that might be his last throw of the game, but alas, it is not. He's back out there. 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. That's caught by Myers. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a
To be honest, kind of surprised he's still out there. Yet another interception thrown on that last drive. They just continue to pile up and pile up.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
2nd down, another chance for Hubbard.
And they're able to bring him down at the 20. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
So we stop for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Hubbard.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
And that is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
They'll run here with Hubbard.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Hubbard.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams, his 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Raiders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear.
I was down bad, don't like, what would you? I know you turned your back on me.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Checks this down to Hubbard.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability.
And now here is another interception. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. We'll take a break. The Raiders offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
19 yards there on the catch and run. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Jacoby Myers, 51 yards. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and
the home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
Back to throw now on first down.
That's caught left side. Myers with it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll drop to throw.
And that one almost intercepted. Could have been his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Pass pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Jacoby Myers with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, well, all eyes are on them and all the lights are